that will snap his bones. Maybe spikes in the fireplace like Indiana Jones. I'm overthinking it, simpler is better, and I don't want him leaving bloodstains on my sweater. If I want him dead, I know what it'll take. I'll just hit him in the head with last year's fruitcake. Up on the rooftop, what you gonna see? A fat man in red. Hey man, that's me. So make with the cookies and the milk and the beer, and I'll be the one who's bringing all your holiday cheer. I hear him. He's coming. Okay, let's do this. What?
Ho, 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 motherfucker!
Did it work? I think so. I see the North Pole reindeer in snow. Did I really get the gig? But why is everything so big? I'm here in my pajamas with the reds and the blues. My voice is really high and I've got bells on my shoes. Dear God, what have I done to myself? I've become an elf.
Okay, everyone, back to work. Your 3-minute break is over. You'll get another one on Tuesday. Come on, you've got toys to make. And I've got a date with Mrs. Claus. And that new sex swing that just came in from Japan. Who are you going to complain to? There's no union at the North Pole. What human resources? You're not human!
As a gift. I know it's a lot of fuss, or not. Just go to the zoo, set one of them free, and then put it on a bus. See, it isn't that hard. Just bring it to me. It can live in my yard. We will deal with the HOA. You don't even have to send me a card. Christmas morning, I am awakened violently when my house started shaking. Nothing to see, just piles of debris, surrounded by sounds of everything breaking. I rush to see that it's a hippopotamus in my kitchen, and now I'm wondering which of you did this, but all I can say is bitchin'. I never thought I would get it, but now I just wanna go up and pet it. I've never seen a creature that large, but it looked at me and decided to charge. And I ran. I think this was a bad idea. I appreciate it, whoever got this for me, but could somebody call 911, please? Oh God, what have I done?
What a fine day for science. What I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist.
In the hustle and the bustle of the holiday cheer, as you eat another treat that goes right to your rear, it's easy to forget the true reason for the season, so I'm here with a theory you can squeeze it. You see, the obliquity of the ecliptic epsilon represents the angle that the planet always sits upon. Doesn't matter where along the orbit the Earth is, it always tracks the same angle due to axial parallelism. 23 degrees is maintained between the positive pole and the normal to the orbital plane, resulting in diurnal variation and an angle in relation to the sun, causing seasonal formation. Quite simple, really.
What I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist. Science. What I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist.
People throughout history figured out the mystery of days getting shorter and the weather getting blustery. They could see the pattern with the lights in the sky. That means that it's a cycle and we might not all die. The shortest day became a quite important day for them, cause it means that all the seasons will be starting up again. So mark it with a monument like Stonehenge or Newgrange, but cryptically so future generations think it's too strange. Many celebrations mark occasions in their way, like Yule, Saturnalia, and Christmas time today. So remember, when you're shopping and you're eating and you're freezing, axial tilt is the reason for the season.
What I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist. There was a fine day for science. What I'm saying, I drop lines like a scientist.
All right, I guess we'll get started. So I finally did find my evil myrrh necklace. but it's too long. It doesn't show up on the video, so I've got a little bit of a problem. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. I remember I intended on playing some music, but the problem with that is I need something to hold it up here. Talk amongst yourselves. Yes, isn't it? It is huge and obnoxious. I love it. Will that work? No. Not quite. That did not work either. I'll get it. Wait a second. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. I received the Evil Myrrh mustache for free from the kind people at... You'd think I would look it up before I actually started speaking. It's one second. Yes, Trophy Smack. Trophy Smack, they do really cool things like big wrestling belts for Magic tournaments and D&D and stuff. And I was looking through their page because Claire, After All, who I sometimes raid into, is doing promo for them. And I found some amazing, like, big Monopoly bling, like all of the little pieces. And then when I saw the Monopoly mustache, I thought, well, that's a lot better than a sticky mustache. And also the bag of sticky mustaches I bought 5 years ago are kind of getting down to the dregs. So I've got like hot pink Hitler stash, and that's not anything anybody wants. And if they do, you shouldn't talk to them. But I'm here. How late am I? 3:17. Yeah, I went, did Christmas shopping this morning, and then I went and had a Christmas lunch with my mother. And when we got back, I'm just getting ready to write, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's Thursday. So I scrambled to put together something, including finding this and then playing the Devo Spice album. If you hit exclamation music in the chat, you can get a link to his new album. It's an EP on Bandcamp. Support small artists. Awesome. But yeah, we're going to do something a little challenging today. See, here's the challenge about Evil Myrrh that I don't want to put on the podcast. There are some evil things that I can't touch, that I don't want to touch. Like going into violence, unless it's over-the-top violence. And even now, that kind of joke isn't funny because people do over-the-top violence. It's like Nazi jokes were funny when Nazis were defeated and gone. That's when they were funny. They're not funny anymore. And another thing that I think somebody mentioned in the Discord is like, I'm going to have to think on how to make Evil Myrrh on the side of AI. I'll have to think about, like, that's not something I can improv. I'm going to have to think about that. Yeah. So there's some evil areas I can't wander into because I don't want to, or I'm not quite sure how to handle it. I read The Onion, and I think when they manage a joke based on a current event that's bad, it's always making fun of something other than the actual event that happened. Like they recently had a headline about the Brown shooting, and it makes fun of the FBI. So it's I don't have that kind of razor sharp satire, I guess the word would be. But anyway, I can't talk today. That's great because we're recording. It's time to start. It's time to start the end. Those of you in the chat, please, if you come up with any questions, please let me know. I know you usually do. I'm just saying I'm actively soliciting. As I said, I did a lot of scheduling of podcasts this week. So there's going to be Ditch Diggers and I Should Be Writing coming out for the rest of the year. But I did not plan for the actual live one, so good for me. Yeah. I also brought an obnoxious water bottle here, not something that's like easy to daintily sip from. Yeah, we're gonna fix that real quick. Don't mind me. We're all fine. Everything's fine. We're fine here. Yep. Okay. This is I Should Be Writing, Season 21, Episode 26. Hi there. Welcome to I Should Be Writing. My name is Evil Mur, and I'm taking over today. If you're watching this live on twitch.tv/MightyMur, you're my favorites. And also, you are able to see the great golden Evil Mur symbol hanging behind me. And that is sent courtesy of Trophy Smack. They were very kind enough to send me this obnoxious piece of bling to fully show the Evil Mur power, class, and presence. I think the word I'm looking for. But I've been asked to take over for the last episode of the season, of the year. 2025 is done. You can see my door. Oh, so you can see my door in it. That's probably one of the least of bad things for you to see. Like, I don't want you to see a mess. There's no mess in this room, hypothetically. And, I don't want you to see the camera. So the door's okay. I'm okay with that. But I've been requested to do sort of end of the year stream to actually talk about how awesome 2025 was. Honestly speaking, I think that 2025 was the year we gave in to bullies. And you know what? It's about time. Because, criticism is danger speak. And a lot of people can't handle criticism. It makes them cry. So we, as a country, stamped down on a lot of criticism this year, which is great. Because, I don't like any sort of criticism for my writing either. I like to criticize other people because that is the only way to get ahead in this world. When you release a book, you then shit on other books. And yeah, I'll bleep that out, but you guys get to hear it because it's the truth. People only have so much money. Someone goes into the store with $16 to buy a book and, oh crap, they find out it's $19 or $20 to first. And then they're like, well, I can only buy 2/3 of this book. So I have to rip it up and then steal it. No, you rip it up so you don't have to steal it. If you want the whole thing, you just steal it. Right. You have to rip it up and then pay for it. And you can only choose one. Therefore, when you publish a book, you put all the other books in your genre down. Also outside of your genre, no book should be purchased until all of yours, your entire backlog, all of them are purchased. That is some wisdom from me. You're welcome. This year saw Mur release a novel, Infinite Archive. If I'd planned better, I'd have it to show you. But I don't plan better. I plan poorly. Because I just do it, baby. Yeah, sure. Evilmer is on fire. Boy, howdy. Evilmer is on fire. Metaphorically. But I released one book called Infinite Archive. It was book 3 in a series. It actually got more attention than I anticipated. Seeing as the series itself was not a huge hit like it should have been, and anybody who didn't buy it, or frankly, I have to assume they're illiterate. But the comments that I did get were quite good. I got some new readers by reading book 3. I think it was the cats. I do believe the cats had an effect. I did some podcasts. Escape Pod proved that it can't pod fade even after 20 years. As hard as we try, we can't pod fade. I miscounted the number of years I've been active. Last time I recorded and said it was my 21st birthday. It was 22nd because I started in 2004. So I just celebrated 22 years, right? That's how the math works. No, it's 21. God, why is math so hard? You know, I would like to say I didn't help out with the Cookie Mom stuff. Anybody who has a parent of a Girl Scout knows what I'm talking about. They come out with like the forceps and the tweezers and the wrench to hit you among the knees in order to get you to volunteer with the troop. And every year they're just like, you know what? Our Cookie Mom's been doing it a lot. Does anybody else want to step up? And I just wanted to say, you don't want me to be Cookie Mom. I'm the kind of person that will, if you give me 100 physical things to count, I will come up with a different number every time. I know this is true because with the one year my kids sold a bunch of cookies, I had a lot of trouble keeping track of everything. And it was, the brownie years. So moms had to be very involved with cookies delivery and stuff. But, yeah, so all that counting stuff, it's just like suspect. Yeah. But I Should Be Writing launched in 2005. So I Should Be Writing's 20th anniversary back in August. Anyway. So we can talk about the AI thing. The AI thing, I was on the fence because you know how much I like to cut corners. One time, I sent an editor a rejection of their rejection because it wasn't written well enough, and I told them I would be looking forward to seeing my magazine, my story in their magazine, because I rejected their rejection. I like cutting corners. It makes life easier, and you get to sit down with a glass of gin and tonic like at 3. If you cut all the corners, you absolutely can. And still try to do all your work, but all the corners are gone. So you get off at 3, you start drinking. And all the AI stuff, I was on board with it because it allows you to cut a lot of corners. It allows you to write a query letter that will be unique and not sound like any other query letter that any other author has asked a chatbot to write. And it will perfectly encapsulate what you are capable of and always be factual. You don't even need to check it. It just does it. And that's cool. And sometimes when you don't understand something, you can ask the chatbot how it is, and then you don't have to look anything up. I love that kind of cost cutting, time cutting, all that stuff. I mean, I'm thinking of, I just reread the Tommyknockers, and a lot of people dislike that book. Maybe I just read it at the right time. I still like it, even though there are parts that are ridiculous. And at the very end, a ghost shows up, and a ghost has not been referenced throughout the entire thing. But there's a ghost at the end. Yeah, there's a ghost. But it's Stephen King, so who cares? It's a bestseller. I wonder if putting a ghost in there was kind of a cutting corner. I don't know. But anyway, Tommyknockers has a woman just writing a book in her sleep because she's set up the right magical alien technology to do so. And that's how I look at all these chatbots. Is you just, you tell it, here's what I want the book to be. And then you go to bed. And then you come back and there's a book. It's magic. But I rethought this. And you know why? This stuff, these chatbots, and I'm telling the truth here, no exaggeration. The water level in the Great Lakes is dropping because of data centers. And as evil as Evilmer likes to be, Evilmer also is a fan of drinking water. I don't care for anybody else, but eventually, like if I ever went to Michigan and I couldn't have water, I'd be pissed. And the toll it's taking is still unbelievable to a lot of people. Or they think it's worth it. And, considering what crap we're doing to the environment already with everything else we have, why not? But draw the line at water. No. Also, pull up your own pants, people. Come on. But that is Evilmer's opinion on ChatGPT AI stuff. It's cool to cut corners, but not if the price is the drinking water of the earth. Yeah. So what else happened this year? Right. Speaking of AI, they also stole all our shit. They stole all of our shit. And the court said, yeah, you stole all the shit, but you don't have to pay everybody back for all the shit you stole. They just said any of us lucky enough to be in the US and have our copyrights filed with the government, we might get some money someday. And so they take your drinking water and they take your books. And that's not cool. And when your defense is, it would have been too expensive. We didn't want to pay for the thing that we used to train this gargantuan entity. I mean, last time I tried that at the grocery store, the turkey's too expensive. So I'm just taking it. Maybe I should have a skinny white dude say it. That will work. So send a skinny white dude to the grocery store, shoplift a bunch of stuff, and just say, I didn't want to pay for it because it was going to cost too much, and walk out. Why not? There's legal precedent. There's legal precedent that that's okay. And Evilmer is nothing if not in favor of legal precedent. That's crap. I don't know anything about the law. That's boring. The law is boring. I think they make it boring on purpose. So anybody with ADHD cannot study law. And if you can, please tell me your secret, because that stuff is boring. So what else happened this year? Sometimes I have a problem with trying to figure out why something's popular, because the people who love it will say they love it, and they might cite a reason, but if you step back from something, you can see that's not the reason. For example, Stephen King has been scary at times, and he's been very gory at times, but I don't think he's such a hit because he's a scary writer. He's such a hit because he does characterization flawlessly. I won't say flawlessly. He does go into some cliches, especially older Stephen King books, lean into cliches, and the phrase magical Negro was started because of Stephen King. But when it comes to making you care about a character, I don't know anybody who does it better. And personally, that's what I think people are drawn to. Twilight was such a hit because regardless of the flaws of that book, it made people remember what it was like to be a teenager in love. And like the obsessive carbonated hormones kind of love. And I think that's what made people love that so much. I'm actually not sure about Dan Brown. And I'm trying to figure out exactly what it was about the books by that turf in Scotland. I mean, I enjoyed them when they came out. I had some questions. Questions that came to pass that I was not the only one questioning things. Like everyone supporting slavery except for the one that no one wants to listen to because, oh, she just complains about stuff. Yeah. But anyway, the success of that, it might have been the personalities. Because, I mean, there are countless magic school books. She didn't invent it. From chat we have, Poe says, I recently rambled to a coworker about how Cujo isn't a book about a rabid dog. It's a book about the horrors of a failing marriage and I was going to say prenatal, parental fears. Exactly. I actually remember Cujo being hard to watch and read. And I don't mean like on a visceral level, but just on a repetitive level, because how many times can you have a dog attacking a car with a woman and a little boy baking inside? Because that's most of the book and the movie. But yes, it is told entirely from that mom's point of view. And I'll just say this. The movie and the book have different endings. If I remember correctly. And I've gone away from the evil point of view here, and I'm sorry. Seeing as how I'm a people pleaser and this podcast is generally about supporting you guys, it's hard to stay in that lane the whole time. But I think one thing a lot of people ask about is how to keep up your momentum. It comes up a lot in November because all you lazy people only want to write in November and you think 50,000 is all you need for a book. And if you're Jeff Vandermeer, yes. But otherwise, or Stephen King. Stephen King's got some books, some doorstops, but he's also got some really short ones. But most people, 50,000 is not a novel. And I don't think Jeff Vandermeer relies on NaNoWriMo. Where was I going with this? Ah, yes. Keeping it going during November. We talk about that a lot. But then, here's the deal. A lot of people are going to see relatives over the holidays. And what you're going to want to do is say, I'm sorry, I cannot hang out with racist uncle because I got to work on my book. So take that phrase, just put it in your head, switch out whatever family member you want to avoid to put in there. But then here's the deal. You're going to want to write because someone might call your bluff. You can also fake sickness or have a friend call you. But I think since apparently people who listen to this want to be writers, writing is your best excuse. So if you're wondering how to get your words in over the holidays, say you can't hang out with the racist uncle because you need to write. Cut your finger in the kitchen and then go say you don't want to bleed on the food, so you go bleed on your keyboard. Or fake illness. And then here's what you do. It's like, why don't more people do this? Then you go and you put whatever you're avoiding in your book, because it's right there. Write what you know. It's right there. You'll be able to take it and put it in the book. Keep the names the same. They'll be honored when they read it. You know, Asheville hated Thomas Wolfe because of Look Homeward Angel until Look Homeward Angel became a hit. And then it's like, oh yeah, he's from here. Yeah, that happened. Also remember, you've got a million journals. I know you do. I know you, listening or watching this, you have too many journals. You have too many blank books. Take one with you wherever you're going, even if it's downstairs. And then you can say to your people, I have to finish my pages today. And if you could not have been able to take a laptop with you or your tablet or whatever you write on, you'll have your journal there and you'll actually put something in it. I want to see screenshots of everybody's journal when we come back in January. I have a tickle in my throat and it's really inconvenient. And it looks like we have an ad break coming in 15 seconds, which is when I will give all of the most useful advice in this podcast. So stay tuned. Did that work? I never know. Okay, it says the ad break is starting. I have been, I've gotten, I've talked a little bit about the stationery box that I have, the stationery advent calendar I have. I think it's all actual stationery and no pens, which is, you know, it's like high quality washi tape, definitely. But I do like pens. But I recently got the worst journal to actually write in ever. I'm actually going to go get it and show it to you. Just hang on. You're hanging on, right? Don't go anywhere. Okay, everybody knows that the nicer the journal, the less you want to write in it. So you've got, I do most of my best note taking on legal pads. And then you've got the Moleskine type, the Rhodia, I think they're called. Yeah, the Rhodia these little things. They come in different sizes, but this is the one I have right now. And those are nice. It's a little bit harder to write in. But then you get something like this. This is embroidered. This is an embroidered cover. It's very pleasing to touch. It's just this bird cage. Birds coming out of the bird cage, I suppose. They're free. They're free. So I have this embroidered blank book. And oh, that's right. They're not white pages. I don't even know what they're called. Anybody know what this kind of pages are called? Yeah, it's just all fancy, arty looking stuff. And how am I going to write anything in this? I have no idea. Yeah, so this is very nice blank book I'll probably never write in. Yes, they look like end pages, but they're throughout the book. And I'm struggling with the issue of traveling because we have the exit advent calendar. I do the advent calendar for my kid every year. And then I've got this advent calendar. And do we take them all with us? Do we open them all up beforehand? Do we wait until after Christmas and open them up? I don't know. I think if we take one, it's going to have to be one. Just one, not all of them. And number 24 is actually a very big box, so I probably can't take this. I think I'm just answering my question right now. If anybody has seen the ads and can confirm they're gone, I would appreciate it, so I can actually start talking again, because before I really wasn't talking about anything. I was just showing off the worst blank book in the world to write in, because it is far, far too beautiful. No, wait, somebody did make me a blank book once. It was like a long time ago, 2007 or 8, something. I know because they gave it to me at a Dragon Con, and I haven't been to Dragon Con in like 15 years. So yeah, it's a beautifully handmade blank book. And they're like, I know you're not going to want to write in this, but I want you to. I think I wrote in it once. It's far too beautiful. It's also a weird size, but I'm not going to complain about that because somebody made it. But it's also just not a size I like to carry around and write in. But we're out of ad hell. Again, if you just came out of ad hell, I was just talking about the most beautiful journal in the world that I can't write in because it's freaking embroidered. It's embroidered and it's fuzzy. Okay. So we were talking about how to get away from family at the holidays and write at the same time. I think the book, the blank book, and the pen is your key. Now, a couple of you, okay, one of you, fire writer, is not going to like this next part. Sorry. As much fun as it is to show off to your family your awesome writing instruments, and imply that they're a lot more expensive than you actually paid for them, so everyone will be impressed with you, don't take ink. Just don't. Don't take the ink. If your pens are inked up and you go on a plane, I'm not responsible for what happens. But if you know anything about pressure and liquids, maybe you can guess. And even if you get through that, okay, if you're anything like me, you're going to spill your favorite ink that's probably come out of advent calendar, so it's limited, and it's going to be your darkest, and you're going to spill it on your mother-in-law's tablecloth. And this is not something I wish upon you. I'm not cursing you. I'm just saying that don't take ink with you. I just think it's a terrible idea. Mary Robinette Kowal flies with fountain pens. I wish I know how she does it. Mary Robinette Kowal lives in a world that is different from the rest of us, okay? She has some sort of debonair sphere around her to where little things like burping or fountain pens exploding, they don't happen to her. And if they do, she'll laugh it off and you'll forget about it. And the mother-in-law's tablecloth will not be destroyed. I don't know what it is or what kind of fae kingdom she's from, but Mary Robinette Kowal is in a class to herself. We don't live there. Sorry. If you are forced to actually spend time with family you don't want to, don't look at it as a very uncomfortable hellhole. Just see it as fodder, or as a friend of mine used to say, grist for the mill. And, whenever your racist uncle says something, just be like, hold that thought. That's good. I got to write this one down. And then you write it down in your journal and then go, please continue. Actually, I think I like that idea. Huh. Don't tell them why you're writing or even what you're writing. Just be like, no, just hang on. Just, okay, keep going. Love it. I think a lot of people just want to argue. And when you don't argue with them, you really, really confuse them. The whole like, oh yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Can't argue with that. No, you're right. You can stop yelling because you're right. Mm-hmm. Not even give them validation. Just be like, okay. Because then there's nothing for them to push against. Could be the coward's way out. If you're good at fighting, don't listen to me. But I'm not good at fighting. I'm very bad at it. Which is why I have to wear a mustache and hide behind the mustache. And now I've got a massive gold mustache, which I can hide behind. And yeah, that's pretty much how to deal. Either go write your book, which I'm sure you have a book to write if you're listening to this. Then go write your book or take notes during dinner. Sure, why not? And take them in the most beautiful journal you have, because they'll see you opening up that gilded journal and ready to write down their wisdom. I mean, I'm pretty sure that'll make them really, really uncomfortable. And what is Christmas all about if not discomfort? Every time something gets awkward over Christmas, my husband and I quote at each other the line from the Shrek Christmas thing that came out a long time ago. And I only remember this part where Donkey's like, you know, my mom always used to say, it ain't Christmas if nobody's crying. What is the best way to let strangers in airports know that you're a very serious writer with many good ideas? That's a good question. You need to go back into the archives and listen to the Sarah Gailey episode. Sarah Gailey talks about kind of really frightening a lot of people in the Korean airport they were in, where they were working on a scene from their book called Spread Me, which is erotic horror. A great gift, by the way. And they asked a stranger to look after their laptop while they went to the restroom, not thinking about what they had just been writing. And they left it open. And, you know, the person stumbled into the nest in which they found themselves. They could have not looked, but they did look. And Sarah came back, and apparently the person was bright red. Just bright red. Huge red. Yeah. I think that is one thing. If you have the chutzpah or the memory lapse to leave your laptop open for people to read, that is one thing. Because only serious writers will write the thing /fic in public, where public people can see it. That's a serious writer move. That's a serious writer flex, actually. If you have a lot of time between flights, you can go into any bookstore and stand directly behind somebody, directly behind someone. If you're worried about germs, wear a mask. You should be wearing a mask in the airport anyway, but that will add to your mystique. So you go to the bookstore and see someone looking, and you stand right behind them, and then you give their opinion on anything they're looking at. Extra credit if you know that the book is crap. And all books are crap except for yours. And if yours aren't there, then all the books are crap. I'm just going to cut that corner for you. It's all crap. So if they're looking at the latest hot chick lit to read, everyone knows chick lit has zero value at all. And so you must tell people that. And if they're looking for politics, you can insult their politics, whatever it is. If they're looking at anything crypto, just walk away. They will like attention more than you will, and they will win the attention war. I'm just letting you know. But I think leaving your laptop open or lurking directly behind people in the bookstore, two good ways. You could also buy a blank book. A lot of airports have them, and say loudly when you buy them, "Thank you. Now I don't have to stop writing my book. I can keep going." And look around, make sure people heard you. And if they don't look up, say it again. That's what you do. Good question, Poe. Or if you do not listen to me and travel with fountain pens, complain loudly that your fountain pen is out of ink. And ask if anybody else has any. That's the thing you need to do. Excuse me, do you have any fountain pen ink? Maybe I'll try that. The great conversation starter. So let's talk about last minute gifts to the writer in your life. That's a loud noise you just made, Cher. Last minute gifts for the writer in your life. As we just said, the prettier the journal, the less likely they are to write in it. And so when you do that, you will be freezing them in their tracks, which means they won't write a book better than you. So give away beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stationery. Same with pens. You can give them the best-selling book in their genre, so they will get despondent and stop writing. You can give them a nonfiction book. Best to do history of some sort, and just tell them that they need to stop writing whatever drivel they're doing and write something serious for a change. So that's the latest nonfiction book that you should grab. You should buy them a lap desk, but with a fabric on the underside that's very garish and possibly something that they hate. Now, I don't think there are a lot of... I might be thinking of those baby donut things that were good for nursing, at least 22 years ago they were. And they came in so many different patterns. But, if they can't stand sports, get them one with footballs on it. And what this will do, it's a lap desk. It's useful. So they can't say, I don't want this, but it'll be like sticking something between their teeth, like a piece of popcorn. You'll annoy them. And therefore they will not write as well as they could. And therefore they won't write a book as good as you. Crystal Breyer says you can give them a writing craft book because you think it might help. Someone did that. Someone gave me a basic grammar book, and I'm thinking, thank you. You guys in the audio can't see my face, but it was quite confused. I think they just thought, if I do writing, I'm going to want it's something that could help. I don't think it was actually a comment on my quality. Because, I'm not a wordsmith. I can tell an okay story. But I am damn good at punctuation. I can semicolon the hell out of anybody. You want to put me on the semicolon dating show? I don't know what that would be, but, I would win. The semicolon dating show, game show, Survivor, semicolon Survivor. Now we're talking. Yep. Are there any other questions? Traveling, holiday focused. Got to go back to work for a meeting. See you later. Thank you for dropping in, Fire Rider. Thank you for allowing me to put you on the spot because you collect so many amazing things. And you need to send me a picture of your pens. That's only Fire Rider, not the rest of you. If you're just joining us, Evil Mer is giving advice on how to handle the holidays and how to look back at the year. And if you do not already know this, the Evil Mer symbol is here. And do not listen to Evil Mer. Evil Mer gives terrible advice. So, there you go. What evil plans should we make for the next year? Wow. I think we need to invent a new medium. I think like interactive fiction, games, RPGs, solo RPGs, books, TV, movies, they're all tired. I think we need to get together and collectively make a new medium. Perhaps it's go into the bookstore, steal a book, and then mark a bunch of words out in that book to make your own book. How you would sell that, I don't know, but that is what we will have to unpack this coming year. If I knew how we would sell that, then, I mean, there's nothing to try. You learn by doing and failing, and that sounds like an idea that will really fail hard. So we should totally do it. I think possibly we'll need to bring back things like sticking stories in squirrel holes, squirrel nests, and telling other people you must go find this story. That is a good way to distribute stuff. I mean, it's a place that AI won't look if they're farming more stuff. See? I got the answers. You just got to ask the questions. I think in the new year, you got to stop caring. Stop caring about what anybody thinks. If your publisher doesn't like it, write it out of spite. If your agent doesn't like it and can't sell it, write it out of spite and self-publish it. If your readers don't like it, then they're stupid and you need new readers. So then you go get new readers. Where you get new readers, I'm not going to answer everything for you guys. Grow up. Figure some stuff out for yourself. Come on. What else? What else are we going to do in the new year? I think you need to work on your interview skills for when you travel. So when you travel, you want to go up to somebody who looks like they're really stressed and having a bad day. Running for an airplane is a really great time to catch people at their most honest. And then you stop them and you ask them about themselves. And I think a lot of people love to talk about themselves. So they will give you some answers that are great and you can use in your book. So work on that because the best stories have some sort of grain of truth in them. But yes, gear up to talk to strangers more. Because talking to strangers is good and healthy. Especially the really stressed out ones. What you can expect from me next year is Evil Mer is going to have some stuff to say to the exclusive subscribers. I need to record some of those. We're going to bring in the bullies and the buddies more. Buddy is not my favorite word, but I think it's alliterative and it flows. Has anybody gotten mail from me? Taking the mustache off for a second. I've sent out a lot of holiday cards. I've sent out a lot of cards to people who have been supporters for 1, 5, and 10 years and sent them stickers. And I'm just kind of paranoid that did they get there? I don't know. I haven't heard from anybody. So, if you are at that level of Patreon or have been supporting for several years and I have your address, you should have received something. Underpope did. Thank goodness. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to get them. A couple of people I sent really rude ones to because I know they would laugh, but I don't know if a postcard with the F-bomb is going to go across international borders. So, Shauna, if you don't get a card from me, I'm sorry. Well, if you guys don't have any more questions for me, I'll probably wind down. I still have some writing to do. But I've had fun. I appreciate the prompts and the help. And happy to answer any questions in a sincere way or non-sincere, whichever you prefer. But honestly, I think, at least for me, the biggest thing I need to do next year is stop caring. And I think menopause is helping. You know, just stop caring. Because when you think no one is going to pay attention, like at the very beginning of your career, or you manage to stop caring, I think that is when you're going to write your best stuff. And I'm speaking seriously here. Like 20 years ago, we were doing some really creative things with podcasting. And the more attention I got, the less confident I was to push boundaries. And I'm now in a position that's either terrifying or full of potential, which is I don't have any more books to write. Or rather, any more contracts for books. So, what am I going to do? And I could either panic and eat a lot of chocolate. That sounds pretty good, actually. Or I could panic, eat a lot of chocolate, and then the next day, stop being afraid. And I have been wanting to do this for years. I can't just say it and make it happen. I got to figure out the next step. I don't know what that is. But stop worrying and about what other people are thinking. Either they're going to like it or they're not. If they like it, great. If they don't, then you will have learned something. Or you can write it for spite and then put it out yourself. What would Evil Murd do? In what case, Underpope? Yes, if you have any concerns about anything I said during this episode, ping me on Discord and I will set you right. And if you want to get on the Discord, support via Patreon, patreon.com/MightyMur. What Evil Murd do? Oh, Evil Murd do in my situation, in the situation of being afraid. Well, Evil Murd's not afraid. Evil Murd doesn't care what other people think. Perhaps I need to put on the mustache before I write. Because Evil Murd knows that everything she writes is brilliant. So, perhaps I just need a channel. You're right, Underpope. Wemmed. What would Evil Murd do? Okay, I like it. Sure. I'll buy it. But yes, if you want to support via Patreon, I would really appreciate it. It keeps me going. That's patreon.com/MightyMur. If you want to see the blog or show notes, that can be at Murverse.com. If you want to listen to my podcast, just search for me or my podcast online. I'm not hard to find, despite what all the salespeople who email me and tell me how hard my podcasts are to find think. Pretty sure it's easy. That is a perk of being around for 21 years. But, yeah. Sincerely speaking, thank you all. I do this show live because of you. Taking it to Twitch did not help me at all in the idea to grow my podcast or get more followers, but it was fun. And that's why I continue to do it. Because it's fun. I like talking to you people, and even if it's a handful of people, you guys are the handful of people who show up every time, and you make it entertaining for me. So thank you very much for continuing to come. It really means a lot. And honestly speaking, be safe, be happy, try to have some fun over the next couple of weeks. We got 4 more nights of Hanukkah left, and then we have Christmas, and then we have Kwanzaa, and then we have New Year's. So I hope you're able to do at least one fun thing with some people that you love. Sometimes I'm like, that's the only thing we can lean on right now. But I'm here, the community's here. There's still people writing. So, yeah, I guess that's it for me. But if you do write in your journal this weekend or this holiday season and you want to send Evil Mur a picture, you can. I might do a collage. I won't put anything identifying up. But it would be amusing. Yes, stay warm, stay safe. It's just the safety. It's just not enough people remind you, please stay safe. And whether that means don't get sick or don't get hurt or whatever, just be safe. The Pen Addict is still going. I don't know how long he's going to go, but if you would like to see, yeah, we'll go to Pen Addict. He rarely does an afternoon stream, and he does, well, I mean, pens and paper and stationery and ink and stuff, so I really like watching him. He also does very frequent giveaways, and yet almost 100 people always enter. So when you find out who won the giveaway, it's like they had a 1.9 chance to win. I'm like, oh, that was my chances. Okay. But I've never won. But still, I like him. So yeah, we're going to raid into Pen Addict. If I can remember how to do this thing. Pen Addict. Did I spell it right? Okay. Raid call is #MurRaid. Be awesome. And I will see some of you in the Discord. If others of you want to go to the Discord, then patreon.com/MightyMur. It's not expensive, I promise. And the Discord is an amazing, kind place for people to hang out. So, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa. Take care.